Hello folks, my name is Khushal Sonawat and I am a founding engineer at Future AGI. Future AGI is an AI tools company that helps you make your agents more reliable and helps you build them at a very fast pace. And today in this video, I'm very excited to share one of the pillars of the Future AGI stack, the AgentCC Gateway. It's a lightweight microservice written in Go language that drops very cleanly into any stack and leaves a very tiny footprint. So without further ado, let's jump into understanding what it actually is. If you're building into the AI space, you'll definitely face this problem. Multiple SDKs, multiple providers, various builds, various dashboard, all becoming into one huge headache for you. And the worst part, there's no actual visibility where your money is going. And here's the real cost. Every provider that you introduce brings in more complexity, more glue code, more points of failure that break at 2 a.m. of your weekday, and you want cost-based routing, fallbacks, and per team budgeting and per organization or per workspace budgeting as well. But stitching it together would cost you weeks, which we usually don't happen to have most of the time. This is exactly where AgentCC Gateway comes into the picture. Instead of wiring everything separately, you use one endpoint and everything routing, caching, guardrailing, fallback, budgeting all comes out of the box. You can think of it as the control plane for your AI application and one place to decide where your AI traffic is actually going, how they are tracked, and how much are they costing you. To start with the integration, all you need is to point your application at one single endpoint, and switching models is as easy as one line change. No new SDKs are required, no new authentication flows. All you have to do is just add your favorite providers and your whole application and use it. How do we do that? Let's head over to the Future AGI dashboard to see that. I'll go to app.futureagi.com and head over to the Gateway tab. So you see, this was the endpoint that I was talking about, gateway.futureagi.com/v1. All you have to do is point your application to this endpoint. To get started, you have to add your favorite providers over here. To head over to the provider section and click on add provider. Here is the list of all the supported providers along with the option of custom or self-hosted providers. And the supported API formats are OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google. Once you add your API key, all the models associated with that provider will be available to you as a list, and you can choose whichever you want. And all you have to do after doing that is add provider. Once you have added them, they appear onto your dashboard as this. Now, once you have added your providers, you definitely want to safeguard them with an API key. So you head over to the API section, API key tab, and you click on create key. You give in a name, you can leave the allowed models and allowed providers as empty. This key then will be able to access all your providers and models. Note that this key will be visible to you only once, so you'll have to copy it and store it at a secure place. And that's it, folks. You're ready to start using AgentCC Gateway. But here's the interesting part. Most of the LLM requests are repeated traffic, the same prompt, the same lookup over and over again. So what AgentCC does is intelligently caches these responses and prompts across three various layers of caching. L1 being the in-memory cache, it stores the hottest data and returns instantly. L2 is the shared caching and across your whole fleet. And edge caching, the level 3, is basically CDN caching. This gives you two benefits. First, since the cached response returns almost instantly, your application becomes very much faster. Second, since your request is not actually hitting the provider, your cost reduces significantly. We have seen teams who have experienced cost reduction of up to 80%. Then there's routing. You would want cost-based routing for using the cheapest capable models for most of the time. You'd want to optimize your latency when the time demands for quick response, and you would definitely want fallbacks because if your favorite model is not available, you can't have your application go down. Hence, an outage upstream is actually never an outage for you. And then there's security. 2 layers of protection on each response and request. Combine them as you need. AgentCC Gateway provides you two various types of guardrails, AI-powered and rule-based guardrails. AI-powered guardrails include guardrails like prompt injection, toxicity, PII and sensitive data detection. Rule-based guardrails include regex and keyword filters. allow or deny list, and etc. So the request is blocked and redacted before it even reaches the provider. Let's see how do we configure them on the dashboard again. To configure the guardrails, we simply head over to the guardrails section and switch to the rules tab. You can see the AI powered checks and the rule based checks over here. All you have to do is simply enable them and hit save and activate. Once they are activated, you'll be able to see them in the overview section over here. Next, to add fallbacks, you head over to the fallbacks tab. You can add fallbacks for various scenarios. What if the model fails? What if there's a provider failover? What if retries happen? So all you have to do to add fallback is click on add fallback. Choose your preferred fallback model, say Gemini Flash 001, and hit save and apply, and you're good to go. To enable intelligent routing and caching, you head over to the providers section and you click on routing. You can see that there's a default routing strategy selected at round robin. When there are 5 default routing strategies available to you, you can select them as per your wish. And then there's this advanced routing strategy. To do that, you click on configure advanced routing and select from your choice of advanced routing, such as complexity routing, schedule completions, etc. To enable them, you simply open the drop down and enable this button and click on save and activate. To enable caching, you go to the cache tab and click on configure cache. When you enable this enable response cache switch, the L1 cache gets activated. You can activate L2 and L3 caching in a similar way. Once you're done with that, all you have to do is save and activate. I'll reload the config, and yes, the caching is enabled with a default TTL of 300 milliseconds. Now that you have set up everything, guardrails, routing, caching, and everything, you definitely want to monitor where your cost is going. And this is exactly what happens in the request log tab. You get information about every single thing. What model was used, what was the latency of the response, how many tokens, be it input or output, was it a cache hit, how much did that particular request cost to you, every single thing, eliminating the guesswork overall. And then you can definitely set your budgets per user based, per organization based, even per API key or per workspace based as well. Once you set the budget, it is auto enforced by Gateway automatically. You can decide what kind of action you want with the budget. Do you want to warn the user that you're reaching the usage limit? Do you want to throttle the request or maybe block it entirely? That's completely up to you. Let's check that out on the platform. On the request logs tab, all the requests that were sent by you are logged here. The model information, the provider, the latency, cost, input, output tokens, everything. And as for setting the budget, you go to the budgets tab and you click on set budget. The budget level can vary as per your discretion. The threshold and the limit can also be configured very easily. The action when the limit is exceeded is also warn, block, or throttle. All you have to do after configuring them is save. And under the hood, it's all an open source microservice built on Go, very lightweight and very fast. It leaves a very tiny footprint and drops cleanly into any stack. Hence, there's no requirement for any vendor lock-in. So that's AgentCC Gateway, one endpoint to every provider, up to 80% lower costs via caching, intelligent routing, and complete visibility over where exactly your money is going with AI-powered and rule-based guardrails and budgets that you can control, all open sourced. So yeah, that's it for this video. Go check out our GitHub repository, give it a star, clone it, and start using AgentCC Gateway. Our Getting Started guide will help you get set up in minutes. Do join the community and let us know what you're building with the AgentCC Gateway. We would love to hear your thoughts. I'm Khushal Sonawat from Future AGI. Thanks for watching. Happy building.